All right, really good day out there today. We talked Saturday, and after we looked at the film, it was exactly what we thought coming off the field. Just a very, very good day out there of competition. Followed it back up with a very good day of competition again today. Had a live team run period about the middle of practice. First, second down, run, play, action, pass kind of stuff. Loved the way the kids competed. Had a tempo period during practice today. There's so many positives. We're getting better every day, and the kids are competing at a very, very high level, really challenging each other. So that makes it fun to go out there. It's enjoyable to be out there with this group.
In film review with the guys, especially those that are seeing more, bigger snaps, how much can you see that growth from a scrimmage like Saturday?
A ton. I mean, you look. Marlon Gunn had a really good day on Saturday, but still, he can look at the film and he can see where his cuts can be sharper, it can be tighter, and put more stress on the defense, create, potential for bigger plays. All of a sudden it's full speed and it's live. Tackling, it's, the only way you learn how to tackle is by tackling, but, you get out there and you get those backs going full speed, you get the receivers going full speed, you don't take a good angle, you miss it. I told him, when we go out and we compete at a high level against each other, it creates opportunities for growth. Because you have to respond to the challenge. So I thought Saturday was a great day for that growth, and that was our big focus today, is growing from the film that we saw the last couple of days. And I think we had a good practice today that's going to we'll go evaluate that, and I expect us to see some improvement from Saturday, but also some more room for growth.
Is that why these practices following a scrimmage at this time of the year is so beneficial, because you do have that time to maybe hone in versus game week?
Yeah, I mean, we spent over an hour yesterday in film, each position group, and again today they spent time looking at that film and learning and improving, and then you go out there and you have another highly competitive practice, and the kids have great attitudes. They're all very motivated, and so that's when you're going to see improvement. And so I expect us, just like we talk about in the fall, from week 1 to week 2, seeing drastic improvement. I expect to see that from Saturday scrimmage to this Saturday scrimmage.
Did anything else stand out to you from Saturday scrimmage film?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of things stood out to me. I mean, I think that our backs look really, really good. I mean, I think we have a good group. I think the additions of Javius and Gerald, the returners. I just think that we have a very, very strong position room there. And get Rajay healthy. I mean, that could be the strength of our offense. And I say that it's one scrimmage, but I'm just telling you, they backed it up again today. It's our defensive front, I think, is going to continue to be something that's a strength. Those kids they're all experienced. They play with a great motor. The intensity they play with, I really, really am pleased with that. I think we've seen some receivers step up. Shane Calhoun looked like what I think he can be last Saturday. He had a really, really good day. I think there's lots of positives coming out of that scrimmage.
Rajay couldn't sit out the spring, but still super engaged.
Oh, yeah.
There. Just what does his presence mean on the field?
Well, I think it's good for him and good for the players. He's such a positive, contagious, personality. So I think that anytime he's out there, it's a, leadership motivation. I think it's because our kids, they care about him, and so they respond to him. And then I think for him, it's extremely healthy mentally to be out there and be engaged, because, going through an ACL surgery and rehab that's the toughest part. The physical part, it's tough, but not near as tough as the mental part. And he's had some episodes he's had to fight through. I mean, that's just natural. But I think the more he's around his teammates, and the more he's engaged, the better it is for him.
We've talked about
Mason a lot this spring, but Alex is really impressed too. What did you think from him?
Extremely pleased with Alex Flynn. He is having a great spring. I thought he's been solid every day out. I thought he was very solid on Saturday. He has complete command of the offense. He's trimmed down a little bit, so he's moving better. He's throwing the ball with really good zip, and it's just like the end of the team period today. The defense zeroes out, and he checks to the hot route and completes the pass for a big play. And it's just that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. That's something that takes an experienced guy to do it. So I think right now you look and you feel very, very good about your top two quarterbacks. And Raheem, again, he's a high school senior. He is going to be a good player. We put him with the two offense today, so he had a little bit different personnel around him, and he did some really good things. So I'm really pleased with that room right now.
Coach, I don't know, can you touch on what you saw at Pro Day today? Seeing a bunch of those guys get their shine, I guess.
Well, a lot different than the first spring I was here. So I think that, you had 17 guys out there. 14 of them were with us this past season. I thought they all looked good. You can tell that they've all been training and really, worked hard to prepare for today. Excited with the turnout we had from the scouts. We had 31 of the 32 NFL teams here. We can figure out what that one team was. They're a bunch of idiots. So had CFL had representatives here. XFL had representatives here. So it was a great opportunity for our guys to have a lot of eyes on them and to showcase their abilities. And just excited about what they did out there. You watch the whole thing in general. I thought that, everybody looked good, but then you watch the throwing stuff at the end with Holton and our skill kids from last year. And I thought it was very impressive. Kind of makes you a little sick to your stomach because they're not here anymore, but that's okay. It's life. People graduate and move on and all that, but just excited for those guys. They're going to get opportunities, and just can't wait to see what's next for them, what's next in their phase.
You have to be proud at where you came in the program and seeing these guys that stuck with you come out.
Yeah. I am. And that's, they've all worked very, very hard for this opportunity. And that's what I told them before we started this morning. And so I'm just really excited for them and proud of them. And, like we've talked about it a good bit, they were, a big part of turning the program around. And now they have the opportunity to go chase their dreams. So it's a great thing to watch.
And with how many athletes there were today, it's like a marker of where this program is going. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we may have had 7 or 8 scouts here that first spring, and not a very impressive workout. And so just there to now is it shows a lot about the program. And you look at that group exiting, and then you're as excited about what you have in the program right now. I think that says a lot. So.
Anything else?
All right, thanks a lot. Rajay's going to come spend a little bit of time with you guys.
How everybody doing? I heard that.
Raji, how has everything been going since you left football last year?
Everything's been positive. I've been trying to stay in the right mindset, with everything, school, football, brotherhood, the locker room. So, man, everything's been a blessing. I'm just enjoying the process.
Being engaged on the field, even though you're maybe not, practicing taking the hits, but still being around your teammates, what does that mean to you, just to be still involved during the rehab process?
It means everything because, they look at me as a leader, even though I'm not even out there, So me going to practice, it was kind of hard at first, because I had took a week or 2 off during the season when I first got injured. But just being out there with my brothers, I just let go of everything. I don't even think about anything outside the field. It's a great feeling.
Where are you at in your rehab process now? Kind of update on?
I've been sprinting for about 2 weeks now, so I'm building, and that's making me happy, just to think about. But I'm out there running, sprinting, and just thinking about getting back, man. The next couple months, man, I'm getting there.
Do you have a goal for when you want to start, cutting, change of direction, that sort of stuff, or is it just kind of week to week?
Just going with the flow, Herb know everything, Coach Houston know everything. I'm just going with the flow,
What's been the most difficult part about not being able to play a sport you love?
Just not being out there with my brothers, man. You know, I see how much fun they having. You know, it's not the same of being on the sideline just looking at it. You know, you want to go out there and make them plays too, make the highlight videos, you know, and just make Coach Houston proud, you know, just being out there on the field because he knows how much work we put in. You know, I know how much work them guys put in. So, you know, just going out there and just actually doing it instead of just sitting out there on the sideline, it just make it so much better, you know. And a lot of people just see it from the outside. Well, I'm in the locker room, you know. I see the misreads, I see all this and all that. You know, I can say it from the sideline, but I'm not actually in the play. You know what I'm saying? So I miss it, man. I ain't gonna sit right here and act like I don't. I miss it, man. But it's all a part of the process.
You've had a lot of changes in the running back room.
Mm-hmm.
The guys seem to have stepped up. How proud are you of them, and how have you been helping them?
I say Saturday was probably the best day I've seen since I've been here. You know, all them guys from JB being the youngest to Gerald being the oldest, man, it's elite. It's an elite room. And, you know, it kind of start by me. You know, I done been here through the ugly, through the good and the bad, but, you know, man, they all the type of people that you want in your room. You know, they're respectful. They be everywhere on time. It's just, man, that's the people that you want. And then you shows on film. You know, you do the little things right, the big things gonna come.
You set a standard, kind of.
Nah, Kean set the standard. Kean set the standard.
When you're recovering from an injury, a doctor might give you some things to do. But so what's that difference between like rehabbing physically, but also keeping your head right and mentally doing that? Maybe there's not a playbook mentally.
It ain't. You know, you gotta keep a clear head no matter what, like 1%. You know, I gotta live by that every day. You know, me and Coach Houston talked about it yesterday. Well, not yesterday, last week. Man, you just gotta live by it. You know, I can't tweet it and then not be about it. You know, I'm not playing physically, but I'm still out there mentally. I'm still locking in, learning plays, learning position, meeting new people, you know, so I can't wake up and be down. You know, it happens. It's life, you know, but it is what it is.
Was it easier or difficult for you? Because I'm sure, you want to be positive, but I'm sure there were days maybe where it's difficult. But
Oh, yeah. I have my days. But, I mean, what that's going to do for me? I can't just sit around, mope around, man. It's just next day, you know, I can't just, oh, man, my knee's hurting. You feel what I'm saying? So I just got to keep going, be a leader for the younger guys, you feel me? I don't want them to see me down because what can that do? You feel me?
Have you found any, ways, I don't know, like work upper body more as you rehab, or, I don't know, silver linings from it, or study the play, but more like any benefits from it?
Just trying to be a student of the game more, man. I'm just trying to learn everything, like even from the position, like receiver, quarterback, what's their read. Like I'm trying to learn everything. You know, it's just gonna slow the game down, you know, for me. So just learn everything. Yes, I'm in the weight room. I'm trying to get like Coach Houston. But, you know, it's gonna take a while. But yeah, man, just learning everything, man. Just learning everything.
You have been through those ups and downs where you were a little bigger, you slimmed down,
Mm-hmm.
and then these things happen. How do you keep that focus between, like, your head and your body? Sometimes it might hurt, and you know it might not be wrong.
I try to tell myself I got a brand new knee, like, every day. Like, this is brand new, you know, so now I'm pretty good. Like, I'm mentally wise. Like, I'm thinking it's a brand new knee. When I'm running outside, I don't even think about it now. But, you know, a couple months ago, I was, like, harping on myself, like, telling myself that I got to keep going because I was getting down, you know, about just wondering if I was going to be the same. But, you know, I can't even think like that. I can't even think negative. Like, it just, I got to get up every day, like I said, and just go get it. It's right there for me to go get. I got to go get it.
No fear.
No fear at all.
You still laying off the McDonald's?
Nah, man, I don't even touch the McDonald's. I don't even look at it no more when I drive by it, man, because I be having my temptations, I swear. But it is what it is. I eat that broccoli.
What does it mean to you to see Keaton doing what he's doing right now? Because I know you've been pushing him for the last couple of years.
Man, it just means so much because I see it. You know, y'all really just see the game days, man. I see the locker room Keaton. I see the practice Keaton, the meeting rooms, you know, so he worked for everything. Everything. You know, speed kills, and I'm telling you, like, that's the guy. That's going to be the guy. I'm telling you.
Anything else for Roger? Thanks, Roger.
Appreciate it.
Oh, that was easy, man. I appreciate y'all.
So,
2 weeks into spring practice, and some new personnel for you. How do you feel like it's gone this far?
You know, I keep talking to our guys about, you know, don't worry about the plays or the scheme, blah, blah, blah. We got to worry about developing each other's players and making sure that you're protecting our culture. And our culture defensively is the same thing Coach Houston always talks about, but defensively, it's, hey, play fast. Make sure we're running the ball, playing with high effort-based defense. It's play physical. Make sure we're knocking guys back up front. Make sure we're knocking ball carriers back. Make sure we're topping off on ball carriers and knocking those guys around and creating turnovers. And that's the things we're focused on right now. Whether it's a new guy, old guy, whatever it may be. And we're going to have some new faces. I mean, I think we right now you'd be 5 new starters on defense at least to replace. And we got some guys out there for the first time or first meaningful reps with the ones that are having to take their game to the next level. And then you've got some guys that have been twos, that have been around for a few years, that are finally getting their shot, and they're taking advantage of it. So it's kind of all coming together. I think practice 8 today, and we've came a long ways since day one, but we still got a long ways to go, especially before September. And the good thing is we got guys out there pushing and competing every day, and it's a fun bunch to be around. And I think their ceiling is so high that you're going to see these guys get better and better and better every day. And that's fun to be around and fun to watch. And they're hungry to do that, and they care about how good can we be, pushing to the next level, those type of things.
You have somewhat of a veteran line. How do you keep them motivated and on their feet?
Yeah, up front, where a year ago we could have installed everything on day one, and right now we're having to slow some things down. I think up front is not the case, so I got to give them, enough things up front that we can do. Defensively, but at the same time, hey, let's take our game to the next level up front as far as just being better players. And, if I'm a D tackle, if I'm a DN, if I'm a rush outside backer, how much better can I be? How much better can I be every day? Because if I'll do that, it'll make our defense better, our program better, our team better. So that's what they're focused on, and they're doing a really good job. It's a fun group up front, and you got some really good guys that are leaders of our football team and of our defense, doing a good job of pushing not just themselves and each other, but our whole defensive unit.
We talked before the spring about the improved length, kind of some of the new additions. How have you seen that impact practice thus far?
Yeah, I think we're longer. I think we're faster, more athletic. We're not as experienced, obviously, but I think that there's some areas there that you would say we're longer, and I think that could play a huge factor. Rushing the passer, and then now you got hands up in the passing lane. I think about Sam Danka coming off the edge there, or dropping back in the coverage, and now. We're just longer in passing lanes and shrinking passing lanes and windows back there for the quarterback. So, and I think too, when you just talk about tackling, you're coming up now. You got more margin for error when you're a little longer. But at the same time, we got to still go make sure those guys with length and those guys who are athletic are playing the game the right way and fitting our culture and doing the things and make sure they're making that move every day to make our football team better.
3 UNC transfers. You got a lot of headlines because they're how they're in high school. How have those guys acclimated to the program thus far?
I think ever since I've been here, every time we have a new guy in the program, whether he's a freshman, he's a transfer from another university, another institution, they don't come in and try to just be me guys. And I think they come in and try to fit in our locker room. And I think the young men that are here this spring are doing the same thing. Whether it be the guys from up the road or wherever they may be from, and they're doing a really good job of just, hey, how can I, improve myself, but how can I help the team be better? And, focused on that and focused on competing. And that's what I told the guys after practice today. I said, hey, every day that you come to practice, and Coach Houston may have just hit on this, but every day you come to practice, you got to go compete. And you got to go compete, because if you don't, somebody's going to pass you up. And if you're the guy trying to catch somebody and you don't go compete, there's just a bigger and larger gap there for you to kind of close. So that's, I think in all our professions, competition makes us better. And it doesn't matter if you're a banker. My mom ran a gas station for a long time. And when she was competing against the gas station up the road, it made her make sure that her gas station was buttoned up and tight and had better sales and cleaner and better bathrooms and better gas prices than the gas station up the road, because she wanted to make sure she competed and won a day and made more money. Well, it's no different than our players, so it's the same thing.
Your room in particular, the linebackers, kind of walk us through maybe what that room looks like right now, where the competition stands at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guys who got back in the room is Taylor Jackson and Mike Edwards, two guys that, played some backer in the bowl game. Taylor Jackson started that game. I think that's his only start of his career, to my best of my recall there. But he's a fourth-year player. Mike Edwards played 500-something snaps 2 years ago at Georgia Southern. Played some outside backer, inside backer for us last year. Not as many snaps there, but both of those guys, Mike will be a third-year player. Both are older guys doing a really good job. But they understand the defense too. They understand the culture and their teammates and how to run the show and do those type of things. So, really excited about those two, and they're kind of the veterans in the room, so to speak. Other guys that were around last fall. So Kyle Barker had an injury last spring, missed the fall, and you're kind of seeing him on the grass for the first time. And I think Zakai's getting better and better every day. I was a little worried about him the first couple of practices, but I forgot he ain't played football in like 16 months. The last time he played football was at Norcross High School in a high school game, and now all of a sudden he's finally getting that opportunity to go out there and show why we recruited him, why we signed him, and doing a really good job. So excited about him. And then B.J. Davis and Taquan King both transferred in, and they're learning the system. And I told them today, I said, hey, if you make mistakes with the scheme, I'm okay. We'll get that fixed. We'll get the X and O piece fixed. But make sure you're playing your tail off and protecting the culture. Playing as fast as you can play, no lows, all-out effort, run the show, play with physicality, those type of things. So that's what we're talking to those guys about. And they're showing flashes of they have the ability to do that. It's just, it'll take them a few more practices than it will the older guys. And then out at our outside backer, the Sam to the field, Kingston McKinstry's been around for a couple years, in and out of injury, but, staying healthy this spring. And the first time you're seeing, like, hey, he can be out there for us and helping us in one of our better 11. And then Ra Dilworth I think can be pretty special out there if he'll keep coming along. And he's shown some flashes of, we've had some really good blitzers in the past, and obviously we like to bring a little pressure every now and then, and I think he could be special at that.
What have you seen out of spring practice so far that you like?
I've seen great attitude. I think the group, it's a fun group right now. Offensively, minus the first day, because the first day's always good. It's hard to have a bad first day. There's about 6 rough days in there now. I thought, offensively, I was kind of thinking, like, what in the world are we doing here? A lot of new faces, a lot of lost production there, obviously. So, those are the obvious things. And then finally, I thought last weekend we kind of got it turned around a little bit. And then today we kind of continued that a little bit. But the whole time, even as miserable as the results was out there for about 6 practices, it was a lot of fun because we had a lot of kids that are just really into it. And spring ball usually dies a little bit. That as a player, I don't remember being that my favorite part of playing college football was spring practice. You don't play till September, and it's either really cold or it's really hot, and it's been windy the whole time, so it's a little irritating for all that. But that's probably the number one thing I've seen is we've got some guys that really like to play, they like being out there, so it's a fun group to coach right now.
You assess the quarterback room, obviously 3 guys working there now. What kind of seems
There are only 3 right now, so we'll add to that obviously in the fall. Mason has taken the most reps with the first group, and what we've seen is what we thought he was is just a great ability, big, can run, throws a really, really good ball, and he's really, I think, stepped it up. Houghton was a great role model. We've talked about that a lot, and he's really committed himself a lot more now to getting over here and watching tape and trying to be a leader and, doing all those type things. Alex Flynn's having a great spring practice. Alex had really improved last year. The spring before last fall, we had a really heart-to-heart talk about, we're going to have to make a decision here, which way you're going to go with this. And he came back a lot more, I thought, ready to play last year. Still didn't get to play very much, but he was really ready. And now this spring, he's been really good. He's been really good. He understands everything we're doing, and is throwing the ball much better. He's trimmed down. He's moving around a little bit better. So I just see a really, really capable guy right there right now. Raheem's gotten here, and it's like drinking water through a fire hose right now. It's just coming at you, and you're just trying to hold on. And every day we're just trying to get him some reps in there. He's had to primarily go with the third O-line, which Alabama ain't got a third O-line ready to play, in spring practice. They're new guys. Some of these guys like him, they should be in high school right now. Really, they still really are in high school. So he's had to fight through that a little bit, and he hadn't gotten a chance to do much. So today I got him some work with the twos, and he really showed that he's got some ability. He's very, very smart. He's very committed to the thing. Big, can run. He's got a pretty good ball. So it's just a process now of him coming on and learning the system a little bit better.
Speaking of the quarterbacks, you also have a new starting center. How's that relationship so far developing?
Yeah, Hampton Ergel was Johnny on the spot for the bowl game when all of a sudden we didn't have a starting center, and he played really well in that game. Earned a scholarship basically based on that game. Not totally. He had done some other good things. I think he's kind of continued over a little bit. You talk about transition. You lose 2,000-yard receivers and on, and we've also had a lot of coaching changes. So my room has been a little bit like everybody introduce yourself, wear name tags in there. So Coach Shankweiler and me had been together here previously, and then for 4 years, here, and 1 year at James Madison. So 5 straight years, and all of a sudden, new line coach. Boy, there's some terminology, there's some growing pains, did I forget to tell you about that? That you used to just, you were on the same page. Now, Coach Bogers is awesome, so we're very fortunate to have him. We worked together back in like 2003, so I've known him forever. That's going to all come together, but there's some growing pains in that a little bit. And then first day of spring ball, one receiver coach leaves in the morning, the running back coach leaves in the afternoon. So it's been a lot going on in our room. So just really, we've done probably a lot better than you would have thought we would have done with that many players gone and new coaches. But all that brings excitement because new players, they're jacked up, they're ready to go, and they're fun to coach, and they get better every day. You know what I'm saying? Once the older ones, they just get a little bit better, but these guys go leaps and bounds, and the coaching staff's coming together, I think every day.
Just, watching the scrimmage on Saturday, the running backs did well, and
they did.
I've obviously Mason as an option. How much do you feel like the running game can be even, different or more explosive? Obviously, that's different options.
Yeah, it would be funny to say we could be more explosive than having Keaton Mitchell, who led the nation in explosive runs. But we've seen some backs here the last couple of days that surely do look like they have those capabilities. That 6 practice stretch in there, we weren't giving them much of a chance to do much. And we're pretty good on defense, so, a lot of compliments to them. They've upgraded some personnel over there a little bit too. But Saturday, we finally got some things going, and they got a chance to get up in the line of scrimmage. And when we left the field, we're thinking we should not back up in the run game. We should do better. Obviously, Raji's not even out there, and he's a huge factor in all this as well. Mason and, really Raheem are both more dual threats. I wouldn't say Alex is, no apologies there needed, I don't think, for him. But they both can run. We're running Mason a little bit. Now, he's in a red shirt because you just can't afford to get the quarterbacks hit all the time. If you lost them, they got hurt, we would really be in trouble if we didn't have somebody to practice with. But, he's 6'5", 250. Truthfully, a lot of those hits, he's probably going to hurt the other guy. And Raheem looks like he's going to be that type of player too. So those are great options. When the quarterback can run the ball, it's like getting one extra blocker, and that's pretty valuable.
You've talked about in the past your relationship with Holton.
Yeah.
Closing this chapter and just reflecting on Pro Day, how proud were you of him and any other reflections?
Yeah, I was very, very. When you say you're proud of somebody, you're insinuating you had something to do with it, I guess. So maybe I shouldn't say I'm proud of him, but I was really, really pleased with their workout today. I've been doing this for too many years to mention, so I've been a lot of pro days, and we've had a lot of guys go pro. Had a great run of receivers there for a while when I was here, and had 7 or 8 quarterbacks too. I don't think I've ever seen a better pro day than that. Now, it was super organized, so I think there's some people, really did a nice job with that, but they were dead on today. I really was. I was probably smiling ear to ear, out there, just how good they did, because, every throw I was kind of leaning a little bit, get it, and those guys did good. they've come back and worked hard together. And there's a big advantage, I think, that they did have a quarterback they knew, and then he knew some of the receivers, so that chemistry kind of came back. So, yeah, they did good. It also made me sad that I was like, wow, I wish we had one more year with all those guys. Can we get another COVID year? Can we get one of those? Without having COVID, can we get?
Closing the chapter, though.
Yeah, it is. You know, nothing is really more pleasing for a coach than to see them go on and do well at the next level. Be it in the NFL, that's awesome, or in life, you know, as well, and do good. And so, yeah, it's fun to follow those guys, you know, and see them on TV or whatever. We were talking about Ben DiNucci, our quarterback from JMU's, like leading, I think, the XFL in passing, you know, and so every game we text after the game, and, you know, it really makes you happy. I don't know if I'd be watching XFL football or not unless I had a player out there playing, but that's why I'm doing it, I guess, yeah.
Any receivers that have taken that step forward in spring practice?
I think the guy that has shown the most improvement would be Kerry King. Kerry King has had a really nice spring. His weakness of maybe not catching it all the time, you know, he's really shown a great improvement. He's been really working hard at that. We know he's fast. We know he can do some stuff like that. But I think he's the guy that probably has shown the most improvement. Shane Calhoun, as a receiver and a blocker, has really shown that he wants to make sure everybody knows he's the guy. He's the starter. He's the guy that we need to be planning things for. So I would say that's another guy that comes to mind right away.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't get to keep this? This is an